Okay, so let's start with our first question, which is where does a koala live? So we're going to start with this book, Koalas. I got it out of the library, and in the library, you can find many books, and we're going to look in the table of contents. Remember, the table of contents is found at the beginning of the book. The index is at the end. We're going to get to that later. We're doing the table of contents, which is at the front of the book. And remember, the question is, where does a koala live? Right here at the front, living in Australia, page 4 through 6. So we're going to turn to page 4, and it says, living in Australia. What is that gray fuzzy animal sleeping on a branch? It is a marsupial from Australia called a koala. It shows us a world map, and it shows us that Australia is the only place that they live, other than if they would be in a zoo, which we wouldn't count that. So let's turn the page. We can see kind of what it looks like there, because it said it's also on page 6. Koalas live only in Australia. They spend most of their lives in eucalyptus trees. So, where does a koala live? In eucalyptus trees and in Australia. So, if you look closer at this map, this says Australia map. Now, this orange right here is showing that that's the only place that they actually live in Australia. So remember how we do our map? When we did our map, how we said never eat soggy watermelon? So this is the east side of Australia. So they are really only found in the east side. That's pretty interesting. I never knew that. I did not see that before. So that answers a lot of questions. That answers a lot of our question, where does a koala live? So the next one we're going to try this book, and we're going to do, what does a koala look like? Okay, so we're going to open this book called Rocket Babies and Other Amazing Marsupials, and we're going to turn to the table of contents. And the table of contents is going to, let's see, it has a koalas section, and it says looks like. Okay, so that's on page 34. So we're going to turn to page 34. Okay, and it says its soft fur, gentle eyes, and big ears make the koala appear cuddly, but its feet are actually one of the koala's most fascinating features. So that's talking about the fur, saying it's soft, and it's saying gentle eyes. Kind of like the reason people probably think it's kind of like a teddy bear. If we come down, it says the koala's front feet or hands are just as unusual as its hind feet. Instead of holding one digit to the side like a thumb, koalas hold 2 fingers on one side and 3 on the other. That would be like having 2 thumbs right here. These 2 would be a thumb, and this finger would be over here like the thumb. So that's kind of interesting. You probably would have a better grasp of a tree. And look at those claws. Man, we could really describe those claws as sharp, and they look a little scary. I'm not sure if I'd want to be around a koala if it was trying to get away from me. So these are answering these 2 questions. What we just did, we just answered, where does a koala live and what does a koala look like? And we found all of that in the table of contents at the front of the book.